6 days. That's how long the experiment lasted. It was supposed to run for 2 weeks. But something went terribly wrong. Normal college students began acting like cruel prison guards. Others started having emotional breakdowns, and the researchers had to shut everything down. What happened inside that basement at Stanford became one of the most disturbing psychology experiments ever conducted. Psychologists have always wondered, do people behave badly because they are bad individuals, or because they are placed in bad situations? In 1971, psychologist Philip Zimbardo decided to test that question. His idea was simple: create a simulated prison and observe what happens. The experiment started with a small newspaper ad. Male college students needed for a psychology study on prison life $15 per day. Today that sounds small, but in 1971 it was decent money. 24 students volunteered. All of them were screened to make sure they were psychologically healthy. None had criminal records. They were ordinary college students. Then something unexpected happened. The participants assigned as prisoners were arrested at their homes by real police officers. They were handcuffed, taken to a police station, fingerprinted, and placed in a holding cell. Only later were they told. This was part of the experiment. The basement of Stanford's psychology building had been transformed into a prison. Cells, bars, isolation rooms. Everything was designed to feel as real as possible. The participants were randomly assigned roles. Some became guards, others became prisoners, and from that moment on, everything began to change. The prisoners were given uniforms and rubber sandals, but the most important change was psychological. Their names were taken away. Instead, they were identified only by numbers. One participant became Prisoner 8612. This small detail had a powerful effect. It stripped away their sense of identity. The guards were given uniforms, mirrored sunglasses, wooden batons. They worked in shifts, and they were told one simple rule: maintain order in the prison. No further instructions were given. How they chose to do that was entirely up to them. At first, the experiment felt like a game, but by the second day, everything changed. The guards began asserting their authority. They forced prisoners to do push-ups. They woke them in the middle of the night. They humiliated them in front of others. What started as role play was becoming real. One prisoner began screaming uncontrollably, crying, shouting, refusing to follow orders. The stress had become overwhelming. Researchers realized he was suffering a severe emotional breakdown. He had to be released from the experiment, and things continued to spiral. Not all guards behaved cruelly, but a few began enjoying the power. They became increasingly harsh. Meanwhile, many prisoners became passive. They obeyed orders. They stopped resisting. The roles had taken over. The experiment was supposed to last 14 days, but after just 6 days, it was shut down. The situation had become too extreme. Even the researchers realized the environment had gone too far. The Stanford Prison Experiment revealed something deeply uncomfortable. Human behavior is not shaped only by personality. It is also shaped by situations and roles. Give someone power, remove accountability, and behavior can change in ways we never expect. Because sometimes, the most dangerous prisons are not made of concrete and steel. They are created by the roles we play. Welcome to the Human Code Lab, where we decode the psychology behind human behavior